But I want to tell you here, maybe there is an information that you do not know. When Mr. President made the promises he made to you, he did not just make them and went back and sat without doing anything. Mr. President is not that kind of person. We all know. Mr. President, with all of us, have been on deck working to see that our children are brought back. The security people here that are making efforts to bring back our girls alive are all here with us. And everything Mr. President will do is to give them directives to work towards bringing back our girls alive. And that he has done. He has given them the instruction, the mandate to bring back our girls alive. And they had been working. They will tell you by themselves what they had been doing. But mind you, I want to tell you that this is a security issue. It is not everything they are doing that they are going to tell us, including me, because of operational whatever they will tell you. On the part of the social welfare thing, which is under my ministry, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, I have been directed, and I have spoken with the honorable member representing the House, Chibok in the House of Reps. I had told her the effort we had made on the instruction of Mr. President. And I have spoken with my namesake, Hadia Aisha Yusuf, on it. I had looked for my sister, Dr. Obi, to speak to her on the same issue, to tell her what we have done and what we are still doing and what we intend to do. I did. Before the Christmas. It is not as if Mr. President said, made a promise to you and went and sat down. I have been instructed to open a Chibok Girls office, which will be a liaison office between you and the government. I have been instructed to do that, and I have informed my namesake, Hadia Aisha Yusuf, that I have done that, and we have a deputy director heading the office, just one office, on Chibok Girls, to show you how passionate and important your issue is to the government. The government had never opened an office for just one single item, but that had been done. That is one. Secondly, we have been drawing programs. I had told the representative of Chibok in the House of Reps, and I discussed with my namesake Aisha Yusuf, Hadia Aisha Yusuf, on the program that we intended to do before Christmas, but it was too tight, and we decided that we shouldn't have it just close to Christmas. We should wait until after the New Year. And we still intend to have that program. And the program is one of, so for us, my dear sisters and brothers from Chibok and my sisters and brothers from the movement, it is like it's like you feel that the government is insensitive to this cause. It is not, because if the government is, when you hear the things that are being done from the security agencies, the little that they can tell you, because they can't tell you everything they are doing to bring back the girls. That is one. And secondly, you have heard that this is what we have done, and thank God I had informed the leadership of the movement, Hadia Aisha Yusuf, and I have informed even the member of the House of Reps representing you that this is what we have done so far on the social welfare part. And this is what we intend to do. I told them, and I said I was going to write them a letter, and I wrote the letter, but at the time you told me that we should take it to the Unity Fountain, we'll meet you. My officers went 3 times without meeting any member of the group, but I said, well, it was Christmas or New Year time. I have no reason to lie to you. If I didn't do it, I will tell you I didn't do it. I have no reason at all to lie to anybody. If I did not do it, I will say I did not do it. When we wrote the letter, they went 3 times to go and deliver, because I had actually told your leader, Mrs. Aisha Yusuf, to say that I was going to send it, and she told me to take it to. I asked you that I wanted an address to which I should send the letter. You will tell them that I did. And you told me to send it to the Unity Fountain. If I had not intended to write the letter, I would not have called you, looked for your number, and asked you where to deliver the letter. You know? So, because your people are shouting that it's not true, it's not true, I have no reason to lie to anybody here. So, my brothers and sisters, the government had not left you. The government had not rescinded on the promise they made to you. For you to say you are going to sit here until Mr. President comes, with due respect, I think is not nice enough. Because in the first place, Mr. President is a very busy person and he has a schedule. If we had been told earlier than you told us, we would have made Mr. President present here today to speak to you. We still intend to have the program that we are going to have, that we intended to have at the end of the year, that we did it and intend to have it this year, so that Mr. President can see you and talk to you. What Mr. President will tell you is not more than what he told you before, that we are making efforts and the promises that he made, which he had directed us and the security people to do. So I plead with you to talk with us. Mr. President sent us here. The Minister of Defense is here. The National Security Officer is here. The Chief of Defense Staff is here. I'm here on the social welfare part representing the government. I think Mr. President has done well, especially with the short notice that you have given for today's program. Today is your program, and it is not too good to say you just come at very short notice to see the President. So I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you to agree to see us. Tell us whatever you can, you want to tell us, and we'll tell you what the government is doing, so that when we arrange that program, Mr. President will see all of you and tell you, we'll tell you what the government is doing, for sure, because these are the officers that are responsible for bringing back the girls, and we want them back alive. And the social welfare aspect, I am responsible. My ministry is responsible. I have the office, I have the desk. The desk officer is here, Mrs. Bulus. Can you come forward, please? Mrs. Bulus is the deputy director, and in the letter we wrote to you, we gave her number, my number, you have my number, and we said 24 hours you can reach us on whatever you want to find out. We are the liaison. That office in the Ministry of Women Affairs is the liaison between the the group, and the parents, and we said 24 hours you can call us, 7 days a week. You can call us at any time and ask your questions or tell your grievances to us, and we'll forward it to the government. Okay? So I'll now hand over to the Minister of Defense to tell you. And in the budget for this year, we have planned mobile consulting clinics to be visiting you, to be counseling you, to be talking with you, so that you feel some relief before our children are brought back. We pray that we get them today. But you see, it's not within our making. These children have been gone long before this government came into power. And you have had promises. We don't want to bring them as corpses to you, to bury. We want to bring them alive. And we have to go slowly to make sure that they are brought alive.